What's going on, guys? Young46. Had someone ask a question about how to figure out the wind effect on distance. So this is just kind of a real easy chart right here. Someone gave this to me a long time ago, and I kind of used it for a while, and you got to base your own. I mean, it's not going to get you 2 feet from the hole every time. It just won't. There's too many variables. But it's a good starting point. If you're looking for a way to get into calculating this stuff and figuring it out, this is a good starting point, and then you can learn from that and kind of tweak it and adjust it until you get it just right. So I'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll go over a scenario. So obviously a 3-iron is going to have 100% effect on wind, 4-iron 90, 5-iron 80, so on and so forth, as you can see. So let's go over a scenario right here. Let's say you have 100 yards. So you have 100 yards, and the wind is going to be 12 miles per hour, and it's going to be a straight headwind. So it's dead in our face. And let's say your elevation is going to be 6 uphill. Okay? So with those variables, we want to look at the 12 miles per hour of straight headwind. So most likely we're going to be hitting a pitching wedge. So we want 60% of that 12. So 12 times 0.6. So our true headwind is going to be 7.2. And that's our true headwind, so we'll call it. So that's the actual effect of the wind on our distance. Next we have our elevation. General rule of thumb, every 3 feet add a yard. It's not completely accurate, but it's close enough. If we're just going for a generalistic number, that's going to get us pretty close. So that gives us 2 yards of elevation. Now what we have to do is add up these numbers, and you can kind of do it in your head probably just as quickly as I can do it here. So that gives us 109.2 yards. That's just kind of how you do it. Now if you have balls with less spin, this number is going to be a little lower. The wind's not going to affect it as much. So maybe for a 3-iron, instead of 100%, it ends up being 85%. Conversely, if you have a high spinning golf ball, that 100% then becomes 115%, 120, 110. You have to kind of play with it and tweak it and make it your own. Good rule of thumb for heavy winds, add 25%. So if I normally play 90%, then I would play 115% for my 4-iron. And that's just kind of how it works. Now let's say you have a halved wind. Well, it's pretty easy. We just take half the wind. So if this 12 was a halved wind, we would take 6 miles per hour. And we would take the 6 in the same situation times 60%. And the true headwind would be 3.6 yards that we would have to add to the shot if we had a 100-yard shot. So something for you guys to play around with. Again, are you going to hit it? If you're going to use this method, are you going to hit it to 2 feet every time? Absolutely not. And again, you have to personalize this and make it fit for you, with your clubs and your balls. But it's just kind of a good generalistic guide, and then you can tweak it from there. Hope you guys found this useful. As always, if you have any questions or anything you want to know, feel free to comment on the video. I'll do my best to try to answer all questions.